felt a messianic zeal that what we have found in our Guru, what we are doing, offers an example to the world, that it would be a jewel that people could see shining from thousands of miles away. I have to transform and go back to those days. I was young, I was in one way lost and looking for myself. One question we always ask those of us who were with him is, when did it begin to go wrong?
That was sweet. He was so proud that we had all this done. You know, unless you see it, you don't get it.
My role was, I loved him, and that one must be clear about it. Anything more didn't matter to me. And it was for me so beautiful when he would say, Sheela, come. That Sheela, I would die to hear again.
It is not an economic movement. It is a religious movement. So I don't say that it can help in any way to make a poor country rich. It cannot. But it can help a poor man to be rich in a very non-economic sense. If riches only mean outward things, that it is absolutely irrelevant. But if you think that inner consciousness, peace, a blissful attitude, a life lived as an inner celebration, then it can help.
I opened the door and nobody was there. And I had a moment of confusion. And then I could see he was sitting in his chair, and he invited me to go over and sit with him. And he said, come closer, till I was touching his chair. And I remember at one point he touched quite gently my chakras for a few moments and paused with whatever he was feeling. And I had the distinct impression, like little aeroplanes flying above my head, like he was going to different spaces of consciousness as he talked to me. I'd never experienced anything like that.
I did not go to a guru. I just went with my father to meet this wise man, and I fell in love. And I felt like if life ends now, I have nothing to lose. To have that No other desire, no other expectation, no other wishes. For a young girl, that was already something. When I had that feeling, I was only 21.
It was a very powerful sense of thankfulness that I finally met a father who could teach me what I needed to learn, what I so wanted to understand.
Right departure.
My father was a bomber pilot flying over Germany when the war broke out. He became the senior bomber crew in his squadron of 16 bombers. The other 15, they were all shot down. I was fascinated as a child with aircraft. My mother, father, 2 uncles, and grandfather were all in the osteopathic or naturopathic profession in Scotland. My brothers were identical twins, were born 18 months after me, and I felt left out, and very quickly I did my best to kill them. And because there were 2 of them, they could combine and oppose me in a very effective way. Often the fighting between my brothers and I was so intense that I would even eat outside on the dustbins.
We are 6 brother, sister, and I was the youngest. All of my brother, sister love me. My father was a follower of Gandhi. He played a big role in independence movement. My mother, a pool of love, who just supported the men she loved. He had surrounded himself with people where he himself can learn, and through that, he can influence his children. He wanted that we children learn as much as we can. That was the reason why he himself put me in contact with Bhagwan. When my father first brought me to listen to him, he was known as Acharya Rajneesh. Acharya is someone who understands life, someone who has a vision. My father used to say he had Saraswati on his tongue. Saraswati is a goddess of knowledge.
My mother taught me Swedish massage at the family osteopathic clinic. It was 16 massages every day, and the final patient came in and I was exhausted. And I said to myself, I can't do this. And the first time that I remember, I heard words in my inner ear saying, hold his feet. And after some minutes of simply holding his feet, I heard hold his sacrum, so I went to hold his sacrum. And so the session went for 25 minutes, and the man got up and said, what was that? That was the best session I've ever had. And I didn't know what it was. But it started an inquiry in me that kept me looking for someone who would know. And when I first heard Rajneesh talking on an audio cassette in London, one of my first thoughts in that first hour of listening to him was, this guy knows.
With one book, he got complete attention of 600 million people. With one simple, small booklet, From Sex to Superconsciousness. To talk of sex in terms of religion, in terms of spirituality, was a scandal. On one side, he had to stop public discourses, but on the other side, it brought the world to his feet.
Did Lakshmi make him the guru, or did he make himself the guru? I don't know. I don't know Rajneesh's version of the story. I know Lakshmi's version. She was his supporter and his personal secretary, and she arranged it.
And some of his lovers then in Bombay decided to call him Bhagwan. Bhagwan accepted that title, and he was known to Bhagwan Rajneesh. Bhagwan is divine. After I went to US, my father kept sending us books of Bhagwan. And somehow, every time I look at Bhagwan, something would happen. Love is a phenomenon no one can explain. His name was Mark Silverman. He was a very beautiful man, sensitive, intelligent, funny. And he had a cancer of lymphatic system. He was given only a year and a half to live, but we lived together 13 years. I brought him to India, and he was a bit skeptical. But then he visited with me, Bhagwan, and he said to me, what he says makes all sense. It is all logical. And Bhagwan ended his name from Mark Silverman to Swami Premchinmaya. And my name from Sheela Silverman to Ma Anand Sheela.